Welcome back to Undulations. Slight change in plans. I've had some trips, some family stuff, and I'm not going to be able to do the longer video that I had intended about sequencing and modulation sequencing on the MicroFreak. So decided to pull part of that video out, the part about connecting the MicroFreak to other gear, and talk about that today. And I think it'll be a good little isolated topic to do in a short video. Now, I'm going to just talk for a few more minutes up front about this and then do a series of demos at the end, and I'll put more details about those demo setups in the description. So normally I'm very keen on control voltage, and the MicroFreak has got CV gate and pressure output, but in this case kind of got my hopes up that the CV out would be a pitch out that was after the modulation matrix. So that would mean that you could maybe use these cycling envelope LFO combinations thereof to generate a complicated CV waveform for controlling other gear. But alas, that's not the way that it is. It's just the straight up pitch from the keys and the sequencer. So that means as far as a CV controller, the MicroFreak is pretty equivalent to the key step, but the main difference being that the MicroFreak has a voice of its own. So I'm going to try to see what I can get by using another voice, the Kastle, control that by the MicroFreak, and then the MicroFreak voice itself, put them together, hopefully get something good out of that. And the CV out is necessarily monophonic. So if you want to get into any of the 4-note paraphonic potential of the MicroFreak, then you're going to have to do that with MIDI. And as far as MIDI goes, the MicroFreak has got MIDI out, which, you know, you could control something else from the keyboard. You could use the pressure to control another parameter, but I want to focus more on MIDI in, which is controlling the MicroFreak from an external MIDI source. And that could, for example, be a MIDI keyboard like the key step. And I've also got the Casio Privia downstairs that I've had a lot of fun playing the MicroFreak with. The key to that is that you can make a change to your presets so that instead of responding as pressure on the keys, they respond to velocity. And then that lets you use other keyboards like the key step or the Privia that have a velocity signal to control parameters in your preset. And turns out to be quite expressive. Takes a little getting used to, where that how hard you hit a key controls some parameter in your preset and not just the volume. But I think it's a lot of fun and very interesting to play with. And then the last demo that I want to do will be with Ableton Live. And if you go on the Arturia website, you can see that they have a extensive MIDI implementation chart for the MicroFreak, which just means that you can use automation within Ableton to dynamically control all of the synths parameters. And so that's a way to get a lot of interesting changes as a function of time. So check that out, and I'll be back next week with things about modulation sequences and sequencing in general. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you then.